There is no doubt that the European Parliament wants a very strong relationship with the United Kingdom. We believe that that is in all of our interests. But I think there's also a shared view that we won't, or if you like, support a deal at any cost. And I think that this needs to be understood by our counterparts in the United Kingdom.
I also think that it's important that the EU continues with the interest that it has shown in Northern Ireland.
Now that we know there is no extension, the issues that we felt to do with the urgency of beginning to address the detail of how things work in the future become day by day more urgent.
We're talking about Brexit and the impact on the island of Ireland. And I think we need to acknowledge the fact that when we talk about borders, whether that's in the Irish Sea or whether it's on the island of Ireland, we're not just talking about lines on a map. We are talking about cleavages in local politics that run very deep, that were the cause of conflict for many years, and not just the most recent period of the Troubles. And I think that we need to understand fully the impact that every single practical consideration and every single practical discussion is overlaying with the sensitivities around the question of the border and our links with the UK and also our relationship with Ireland.
I don't think Brexit will ever be complete in that whatever comes of these next few weeks and months, there will be other things to discuss with our friends in the United Kingdom, and therefore links will have to be maintained and strengthened and perhaps new ones formed in order for our institutions to work effectively and for the political, if you like, space to make sure that these issues are dealt with.
In order to prepare for the protocol, which some ministers, I think, would still like to tell us we don't have to prepare for, but we do. We will have to pass 115 Assembly statutory rules, but we will also have to pass 208 Westminster statutory instruments through the Assembly, and that will require scrutiny by committees, and it will require time in the chamber. And I have to say, I think that is a very tall order.
We're all aware of the sensitivities and aware of our duties and are trying in our different ways through our institutions to make sure that we have continuity, because beyond this year, we're going to have that.
We had very good scrutiny arrangements in place before all of Brexit. But we don't have good scrutiny in place now, for instance, on the joint committees. And Mairead's European Parliament colleagues and Mairead herself came up with the inventive suggestion that, in fact, there's joint scrutiny arranged with the European Parliament and the UK Parliament to try and do that. And I remember talking to Mairead about this in January. We are extremely keen on that as an idea and think it's a hugely inventive idea.
I think lots of us realise that in this world, nobody can solve all their problems alone, and that parliamentary colleagues talking to each other is really positive.
It's so important that what came, if you like, casually and naturally as members of the EU, in the same way that in Parliament people in the voting lobbies could have quick chats that could be influential on different issues, the same way that around the fringes of the EU, people would meet from different parties and have those conversations. Those incidental conversations now need to be structured. And that's difficult because sometimes the value of those conversations is that they're unstructured, unminuted, unrecorded, and they're about relationship building.
The remarkable thing of the Northern Ireland Protocol is the symmetry between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, the island of Ireland, and the EU itself. The EU was a peace project. And the Belfast Agreement is a peace project of a different nature. And so it's in everyone's interest, it's everyone's DNA to try and make sure that the protocol, which is really prolonging a peace project, can be successfully implemented.
My fear is that if the negotiations don't reach a conclusion quickly, that we will not have time to prepare as a government for what's going to happen, but we will also lack the time to prepare businesses for what is going to happen next.
Whatever comes, change is on its way. And I think that's the most important message we need to get across, that regardless of the protocol, which is a very unique construct and indeed a complex one, that even with that, there will be change as to how business operates. And clearly what business would like today is certainty around that change, because it's something that they don't have now. So this lack of time, lack of info and lack of engagement, which is referenced in the report from the House of Lords, is still there, and it's still a big problem.